So I've just received this new BMJ report, which is the government report on knife crime among young people. And in my opinion, it's a bit of fear mongering, because this report says that your child is more likely to be stabbed on the way home from school than any other time in their lives, which means that between the last period of school and 6 p.m. in the evening, your child is more likely to be stabbed. So we've been talking about this for a long time, because we've been saying that parents need to be accountable for where their children are. And what's interesting about this, it's saying that young adults aged 16 and over are more likely to be stabbed after midnight. Now, haven't we been saying this for so long? We've been saying to the government for so long that children, and to parents, that they need to be accountable for their children out on the streets at these times of night. And what's interesting is that what the government are saying, that this frequency of stabbing amongst young people is between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m, which again, in my opinion, most young school children should be at home. So again, parents, be accountable for your children, because if they're not at home between these times, you need to understand where they are. And it's interesting in the sense that for years we've been saying to the government, and I've been saying this to the government, and I've been saying this in every video I do, that education is the key. And so now the government's come up, because you know they're smart. The government's smart. They don't listen to grassroots organizations, but now the government have come up with a strategy that says that young people need education from primary school all the way up, about violence and the implications and consequences of knife crime. We've been saying this for years. If the government implemented this years ago, maybe some of these children who were stabbed and murdered and killed on the streets would still be here today. However, the government have now said that they will be looking into implementing more education-based programs in schools. And this goes against the grain in a way, because I've been hearing that schools have been pulling the plugs on responsible adults who come in to speak to young people. So this is an area that I find quite interesting. So the government have now pledged to put more money into educating school children about the risk of and the consequences of knife and gun crime. So this report will be due out. No doubt you'll hear it on the news. You'll start to believe that your children are going to be stabbed on the way home from school. But sometimes this is not the case. You've got to start asking why these children are out on the streets at this time. So don't take everything for fact, but at the same time, be accountable for your children and learn where they are, learn what their behaviors are, and also learn why it takes them so long to get home from school. So I'm saying this report here has some truths, but then, as you know, these reports are only worth the paper that they're printed on unless they're acted on. So let's wait and see if they do that.